Hey everybody, in this video we're going to talk about how we can use properties of logarithms to condense expressions, also known as writing an expression as a single logarithm. So if our goal is to condense this expression here, well, before we use any of our properties, we need to make sure the bases are all the same, which in this case they are. We have a base A. So what does the number out in front of the log do? Well, we have a power rule that says that becomes the exponent of what is inside of that log. So for this first piece, we have log base A of x to the 2/3. For the second piece, we have log base A of y to the 4th. You can see this 4 moving here, this 2/3 moving here to that exponent. Then we have minus log base A of z cubed. Now, what can we do? Well, I see a sum right here. Now we have the same bases and a sum, which means we can use the product rule. So we have log base A of the first piece, x to the 2/3, times the second piece, y to the 4th. That's all inside of the same log. Then I still have minus log base A of z cubed. Now, since they're the same bases, I have a subtraction sign, which means quotient rule, where I have the log of the numerator, so this whole piece is the numerator, and then the z cubed is the denominator. So I'll end up with log base A of the numerator, x to the 2/3, y to the 4th, divided by z cubed. And that is how I condense this beginning expression down into one single logarithm. Let's do one more example. So here we have another example. The natural log of 2x plus 3 times the natural log of x minus the natural log of y. Remember, what is the natural log? The natural log of x is log base e of x. So that means each of our bases is the same, so that we can now use the properties of logs to condense. We have a subtraction going on here, which signifies what? Quotient rule. So this becomes 3 times the natural log of x, our numerator, over y, our denominator, which we can just rewrite as 3 ln of x over y, and then we're adding natural log of 2x. Now this 3, why didn't I move that in first? Well, I could have moved that in first, but I also can just say, hey, this 3 is going to go inside. Everything in the inside is going to be raised to the power of 3. So this is the natural log of x over y cubed, which we can also rewrite as the natural log of x cubed over y cubed. Now remember, we are still adding the natural log of 2x on the front of that. This is just carried down. Now, what do I have? I have a sum, which signifies the product rule. So this becomes the natural log of 2x, that first part, times what's inside of the second log, x cubed over y cubed. And then we can simplify this more, because this is 2 over 1 times 2x over 1 times x cubed over y cubed. So this becomes the natural log of 2x to the 4th over y cubed. We just multiply across with fractions. And that becomes my answer for condensing this expression. And that is how we can write logarithms as a single logarithm, or an expression of logarithms as a single logarithm. Biggest thing to remember is to make sure first that the bases are the same, and then we can use the properties. If the bases are different, we cannot use the properties to combine them.